Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Mythic bringing you guys another video, and today we're going to be overreacting to the Cardinals' 20-13 win over the New Orleans Saints. It was not pretty whatsoever. It was actually one of the most ugly wins I have seen in a long time. But the Cardinals, they always do what they do, and that is stress you out to your boiling point. You always got to get pushed to the edge, even against a bad team. So here we are. We had a very competitive game, and at the end of the day, a win is a win. It's week one. We got the dub. So I'm not complaining at the end of the day, but we're going to go ahead and overreact a little bit. I'm going to be diving into the game. You guys let me know your thoughts, taking a day after, just kind of settling in, letting the brain settle. These are my thoughts after the game and what I'm thinking with a fully clean slate. So you guys drop your overreactions down in the comment section below, but let's go ahead and dive right into this thing. If you guys are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. We post Arizona Cardinals videos and NFL videos. So if you're a fan of either of those, perfect channel for you. But let's overreact. And we might as well start with Spencer Rattler, because what is he going to be this season? I really don't know. He had a decent outing. He actually looked pretty solid, and I was talking major crap and major trash about him all week long. All the whole week following up to this game, I was talking mad crap, and he actually looked pretty good, put the ball on the money in a play where they potentially had a chance to win the game if Jalen Thompson and Budda Baker did not break up a pass of Juwan Johnson at the end of the game. Put the ball right on the money, high pointed it perfectly. It was literally a bang play. Did not come down with it, but Spencer Rattler put his heart on the field and had a very solid outing. He wasn't perfect, but looked solid nonetheless. 27 of 46, 58.7 completion percent, 214 yards, 0 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. Could have had a 1 touchdown to 1 interception ratio. Both of those wiped away with a crazy play by Budda and a flag by Max Melton. But I'm curious to see what Spencer Rattler does for the rest of the season. Is this a game where this instills confidence? Like, hey, I can play at this level. Is he actually going to be a good quarterback in the league? I'm curious to see, because after this performance, I have a lot more faith than I did going into the week. He actually put on a really solid outing, and I want to know if the Cardinals defense is really just that shaky, or if Spencer Rattler is going to be good. So that's something to note, but let's go ahead and see what happens. The Cardinals defense, bend but don't break. Did not give up many points in that second half, if at all. We might have given up 3, but that was about it. So we'll see what happens, and I'm very curious to see whether Spencer Rattler is going to be really good this season, or the Cardinals defense was just getting off to a rough start. We weren't allowing points, so 13 is pretty good, but they were kind of marching. Another thing, and it's not really my overreaction, but a lot of you guys are just doing what you do best, and that is just crap on Kyler. It's always a Kyler Murray thing at the end of the day. A win, a loss, whether he balls out, whether he doesn't ball out, somewhere there will be a Kyler hater in the comments. And there was plenty of them yesterday. He played sick, had the stomach flu, woke up at 4:30 in the morning. And he was definitely somebody who you were going to get a game out of regardless. He wasn't going to miss this game, and he played pretty solid. It wasn't the best outing, but 72.4 completion percent, 163 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 0 fumbles with shaky offensive line play. I'd say he's pretty good. A 51 QBR is whatever, but I feel like Kyler did the best he could. The line wasn't great, was collapsing at times, and man, the receivers, they're not fantastic outside of Marvin Harrison Jr. and Trey McBride. We knew what this offense was, and we'll talk about them too in just a second. But I feel like Kyler, for what it's worth, actually had a really solid outing. I know a lot of people love to just crap on Kyler because he's a quarterback, and that's just what's famous. Because a lot of people look at James Conner's stats yesterday, and if we were to lose, they would not have pointed out the fact that James Conner was struggling and was absolutely useless yesterday. I love James Conner, but that's the freaking facts right there. Kyler had a solid outing. James Conner, non-existent. Trey Benson, outside of that 50-plus yard rush, was kind of non-existent, but he had a really solid outing outside of that. So he did pop that runoff, which makes his day look pretty good. I am a fan of Trey Benson. I think he's going to get comfortable as the season goes, potentially take the running back 1 spot. We'll overreact in a little bit, but Kyler, I feel like, had a really solid outing. You guys let me know. Give me some base takes. Don't just hate on the guy. Give me some base takes. Obviously, he has improvements to make. It wasn't the best game. You have that obvious pass to Marvin Harrison Jr. where he overshot. Kurt Warner tweeted about it. If I can pull it up real quick, I'll show you. He tweeted out, okay, so this happened yesterday to my son, and I saw it happen today a couple times. Once to Kyler Murray, and I know fans don't understand / see it and will sit there and scream about a missed throw, which technically it was at the end of the day, but let's keep reading. But oftentimes on deeper throws, the quarterback is letting the ball go as the wide receiver is breaking open. But just on the release, the DB bumps a wide receiver, it changes his course. Happens all the time. They end up looking like a bad miss, but there is absolutely nothing the quarterback or wide receiver can do about this, and it often stinks for the quarterback because it looks bad, but they are often throwing it to where it's supposed to go and contact just happens. So a lot of you guys love Kurt Warner, including myself, so take it from him too if you guys are giving him flack for that, and that's the only thing you're discrediting for. He had a good game. So at the end of the day, stop it. I'm not glazing. If he has a bad game, you'll hear it. Before we get to the next point, shout out to DraftKings. Thank you to DraftKings for sponsoring today's video. If you guys don't know DraftKings, you must be sleeping under a rock because they're one of the biggest sports books in the entire world, and they have an offer for new customers. If you guys have never signed up, listen to this. If you bet $5, you will instantly, yes, instantly get $300 in bonus bets, and you'll get $200 off NFL Sunday Ticket from YouTube and YouTube TV. If you haven't signed up, this should get you to do it. And if you do sign up, make sure to use code MYTHICAZ. You'll unlock all of these benefits, all of these offers, and with the NFL season starting, you got a lot of bets to hammer. Downloading DraftKings is the best way to make your Sundays more enjoyable, or just sports overall. So if you guys haven't, like I said, go ahead, check out DraftKings. Make sure you use promo code MYTHICAZ as well. Unlock all these great benefits. They're offering something absolutely crazy right now. You guys do not want to miss out. Once again, thank you to DraftKings for sponsoring today's video. Make sure you're betting responsibly as well. But once again, like I said, thank you to DraftKings for sponsoring today's video. Make sure to go sign up. Act like I want to lose football games. If he was the problem, you would be hearing it from me. Genuinely, I'm not trying to see mediocrity anymore. Trey Benson, we're going to overreact. Hecka, this is one game. He had one really good run. James Conner was shut out for the majority of this game, wasn't involved in the receiving or the rushing game, and when he was involved, wasn't making plays. James Conner, 12 for 39, 3.2 yards a carry. Trey Benson, 8 carries, less than James Conner. More, or almost kind of had double. So you're 11 yards off of doubling. Or I guess you're technically, 9 yards? So 8.6 yards a carry. I think Trey Benson, phenomenal game, had that really explosive run, followed his blockers really well. I think there's a chance he could take over as running back 1 at the end of the year. James Conner, not insanely fast. He might have lost a little bit of a step. Still a power horse, a workhorse, and he will run through you. If it is a one-on-one tackle, he's putting you in the freaking dirt, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He's going to truck you, he's going to stiff arm you, and you're going to be embarrassed. James Conner, I love the 1-2 punch, but maybe Trey Benson takes over. Kyler said he's going to be running back 1. Jonathan Gannon says he expects a big leap. James Conner said they're both running back 1s. There's a lot to love with this running back group. And even if Trey Benson does take over, that's not a bad thing. We have 2 great running backs. But Trey Benson, like I said, is my breakout player of the year, and he's starting off hot with 70 yards. Beautiful performance. You guys let me know if I'm out here overreacting to the moon, or if you guys think this is a possibility, because Trey Benson, I love everything he brings to this offense, so I guess we'll see. Getting rid of the face cam for this one, but you know the offense runs through 2 guys, Marvin Harrison Jr. and Trey McBride. Marvin Harrison, 5 receptions, 71 yards, could have had 97 more potentially and another touchdown, but he had a really good game. Kyler with the deep ball, and then he also had a touchdown. A lot better of a connection in year 2. That was very evident. Trey McBride, always that safety blanket, 6 receptions, 61 yards. But outside of that, the involvement from everybody else, the offense just doesn't run through them. Tip Ryman, 1 reception, 10 yards. Trey Benson, 1 for 6. James Conner, 4 receptions, 5 yards. Non-existent. Like I said, a lot of people will never blame James Conner because it always falls on Kyler's shoulders. Interesting how that works. I get it though. I love James Conner to death, but like I'm just stating some facts here. Michael Wilson, 1 reception, 5 yards. Zay Jones, 1 for 4. Elijah Higgins, 1 for 3. And Greg Dortch, 1 for -2. What a look. The receiving core is interesting. Drew Petzing needs to stop playing conservative. You guys heard my gripe about Petzing. Needs to just stop being so conservative and just kind of let that thing go. And just, the situational awareness needs to be better. Drew Petzing, you got to improve. You got to trust your personnel. And I understand you want to run the football, but sometimes you got to understand where the sticks are, my boy. You got to understand it. If you need a first down to close the game, stop trying to go get 2 yards. Stop running the ball twice. Just go out there and try to get the first down. Be aggressive. Stop being conservative. Please and thank you. I'm very curious to see what the involvement outside of Marvin Harrison, Trey McBride, and James Conner and Trey Benson look like in this offense. Are we able to get another receiver involved that is not Marvin Harrison Jr.? Who knows? Then we get to talk about the offensive line, who was absolutely abysmal. Looking to that right side, I think the left side was okay, but I guess the offensive line just in general was awful. Froholt and Paris Johnson are the only 2 guys that I feel like had a decent game. But Evan Brown, holding merchant. You had Isaiah Adams struggle. Jonah Williams was pretty iffy. I'm not the biggest fan, man. I am not the biggest fan. What is on tape? Not good. It's pretty egregious. The offensive line collapse, and the fact that Kyler Murray had pressure in his face all day long and was taking shots after shot after shot. Every roll that he had, there was a guy right there in his face instantly. You could argue he could have stepped up on one of them, but the offensive line played an awful game. You had holding penalties from Evan Brown. I think we had 9 penalties total. We'll pull that up in just a second. The right side of the line was struggling. Isaiah Adams was struggling. You have You have Will Hernandez as insurance, which is beautiful. What a signing that was. We potentially will see him if Isaiah Adams is struggling. I had Will Hernandez potentially being the starter at the beginning of the year, but Adams had a heck of a camp. Looks really good. And in week 1, none of that translated. So we'll see if he can get comfortable and kind of etch in that role, but he did not look good, and the struggles were definitely there. It's fine, though. We got to win. If he can get better, that's great. He has all the talent in the world. We'll see if he can put it together. But Will Hernandez is there for insurance, and if Jonah Williams is kind of struggling too, I mean, we got Kelvin Beachum as insurance. I feel like we have that right side of the line insurance. We're chilling. But the offensive line put on an awful performance, and I think they were like the worst spot because we went super heavy in the trenches, and none of that panned out. So hopefully both lines can bounce back and we can actually control the line of scrimmage, because that was abysmal. And then, like I said, 9 penalties from the Cardinals. We controlled time of possession for the majority, but it really didn't feel like we were in control of this game. We got the time of possession, like that's fine, but we were not capitalizing on things, and this game was just ugly overall. But a win is a win. You gotta eat the W sometimes, and you're just chilling. So it is what it is. We'll take a dub. I'm not gonna sit here and complain. I mean, we're 1-0 at the end of the day. If this gets us into the playoffs at the end of the year, so be it. It could be ugly all at once. It's going in the win column. So we're good, we're chilling, but those are my overreactions. You guys let me know how you guys feel about it down in the comment section below. With that being said, that is going to wrap it up. If you guys did enjoy, consider hitting that subscribe button. I post Arizona Cardinals and NFL content. So if you're a fan of either of those, this is the perfect channel for you. But with that being said, that is going to wrap it up. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. It's been your boy Mythic. Peace out.